sit in the lobby, show me something, keep it soft and tell nobody in your city, smoke exotics. Hey, spin it slow.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Ouch. But welcome back to my channel, dolls. I am YunnieRose. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and join the lit Rosette fam. And do not forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. That's Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter, all at YunnieRose. So if you want to connect with me, you know, hit your girl up. Do not forget to turn your notifications on so you are notified every time I upload, because it's litness on this channel, so you don't want to miss it. Okay. But today I will be showing you dolls how to make a lace frontal wig. I have done a video like this before, but honey got some new tricks and some new techniques to share with you dolls. So I thought, why not do an updated how to make a lace frontal wig? So yeah, I hope you dolls are excited. I'm gonna go ahead and stop my mumbling. This is the wig right here. It's super big. It's 28 inches of like water wave hair. So it's super long. It's so freaking pretty. The frontal came out super bomb. You can barely even see it. But I do want to go ahead and show you the clips of how the hair came, how I bleached the knots on the frontal, how I customized the frontal, how I did the wig, all of that jazz. And then once you come back, I'm going to show you how to install it, and I'm actually going to show you how to remove it in this video as well, because people ask me all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and spill the tea on that at the end of this video. I will leave everything you need to know down in the description box down below. So let's go ahead and get slayed, honey. Alrighty dolls, so this hair is from Lemoda hair. So they did send me 4 bundles. They sent me some of their Brazilian water wave, I believe, and they sent me a 24, a 26, and 228 inches. So, and they sent me a 20-inch frontal. So what you're going to need to bleach it is some W2 bleach, some 40 cream developer, red corrector drops, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So I just put 1 cup of bleach, and then I add my developer in slowly. And then what you want to do is take 15 drops of your red corrector. That's just going to just balance out the bleach so it's not too harsh, and it balances out the color of the actual knots. So you want to make sure that your mixture is very thick, like cottage cheese, honey. And you want to make sure that you're dabbing on. This clip is a little sped up, so it looks like I'm applying way more pressure than I actually am. So what you want to do is just lightly kind of tap the bleach mixture on top of the knots, because the point of bleaching the knots is to bleach the knots and not the hair. So you do not want to press down or press the bleach, use too much pressure to press the bleach down in the frontal, or it will give you blonde roots, and that is not the look we're going for. So just take your time and make sure that you're placing the bleach on top of the actual frontal. So what I like to do is just go in my phone and go to the timer section of the clock app, and I set a timer for 20 minutes because 20 minutes is pretty much all you need. You can check it to see if you need a longer time, but 20 minutes is pretty much good to go. So after 20 minutes, I always just check it, and I just scrape some of the bleach off just to make sure that the knots are brown. That is the look that you want. That's going to let you know it's ready. So to wash it out, I use this Blonde Brilliant shampoo. It is a cool tone lathering shampoo. So what it's going to do is balance out the color and kind of get that orangey brassiness out. You don't want your roots to look orange. That is not scalp like, it's not realistic. So this technique is just going to help you balance that color out and make the knots look more skin like. So once you rinse it out, just check it on the back of your hand, and as you can see, it looks like skin. It looks really good and like a scalp. So to do the wig, I like to use nylon thread because it doesn't soak out the moisture of the hair. You're going to need a curved needle, some measuring tape to measure your wig, a razor comb for your baby hairs, clips to clip your hair back, and you are going to need a paddle brush to help get all the hair out your way. And to construct the wig, we're going to use a dome cap. So what I like to do is just put the wig on my mannequin head. You can use a foam head or a mannequin head, whichever one you got. So I like to measure from my forehead to the back of my neck. Mine is 12, so I like to just add an extra inch. So around, as you can see, this wig
head is 23 inches. However, my head is 22 inches. So what I like to do is just flatten out the wig, and then I like to just kind of pinch in the middle and just take away an inch. So this is going to ensure that my wig fits my head perfectly and is super snug. So when applying your frontal on, you want to just apply your frontal close to the edge, or depending on your measurements, you may have to place your frontal a little above the actual cap, but that's all on your measurements. So what I like to do is go under. I like to go under my tracks or my frontal. So I go under and then I go through the thread. This is called the loop method, and to me, I've always used this method, and it really helps for your stitches to be flat, because you do not want your stitches to be super bulky. As you can see, the stitches are really flat, so if I do decide to brush or comb my hair, it's not going to snag. And whenever I'm adding a new track, I do the loop method once and then I go through the actual track. To me, this just ensures that the end of the tracks are not bulky, because you'd want to do everything to ensure that your wig is going to lay flat. So as you can see, I'm just doing the loop method on this track as well, and once I go a little bit down the track, you will see how flat the track lays and how flat these stitches are. So just take your time and make sure you're not going too spread apart. You want your stitches to be pretty close together. So right here, I'm just showing you dolls how to actually close off the thread. So what I do is just loop it and I hold my finger there to make a knot, and I do this 3 times and cut it. So that's pretty much how I end off a track. So once I get to about the crown of the head, I start to go in singles and I start to go across. This method, I pretty much made this up as the years have went by of me making wigs. I noticed that every time I do this method, it really ensures that the top of my head is super flat and it's not bulky. You want to make sure that the top of your head is super duper flat. That is how you're going to make your wig look the most natural. So I just do this all the way until I get to the last track. And also, this techniques help you to get a nice last track layout. And what I mean by that is your last track has to be exactly parallel to the end of the frontal, and you want to be able to really stitch it into the frontal and get it flat. This is just going to ensure that once you apply your wig, you can just take a thin piece of hair from your frontal and lay it over that last track so it looks seamless and it's not too bumpy. So as you can see, that last track is super flat and is super close to the frontal. So the last step that you want to do is just cut off the excess cap on under your frontal. So your frontal is the thing that is laying on your head and not the actual cap. So right now, I'm just showing you dolls how the actual frontal looks without the cap underneath. So this is why you need to cut the cap from underneath your frontal, or it won't look as natural. You want the knots to actually show. You want it to look skin-like, but if you have the cap under there, it's going to look black and it's not going to look pretty. So right now I'm just taking some tweezers and some mousse. I like to put mousse on the frontal before I tweeze it because it just helps with the tweezing process. So how do I tweeze the frontal? I like to go in like not side to side, but I like to go backwards when tweezing, because with tweezing and plucking your frontal, you want to make the hairline look as realistic as possible, and no one's hairline is super choppy, so you want to make sure that you're tweezing going backwards. This way you create a faded gradient effect to the hairline and it will look bomb. So I added some baby hairs and this is how the frontal came out. So let's go ahead and get into installing.
Alright, so now that you already saw how I did everything, you should have this finished product. So this is the finished wig. Like I said, the knots are bleached, but you know I like to put a little bit of my foundation powder on the lace just to tint the lace a little bit. So that is what I'm going to do right now. And I like to use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. So I'm just going to take some on a brush, and I'm really going to just work it into this lace. I like to really apply it like where it's going to be sitting on my skin, because once you like really put the gel on it, it's going to look, y'all, trust me, it's going to look so good. Okay, so now that we got it all tinted, you can kind of see it a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys the easiest way, which some people do. It's a technique that most people do when they're applying a wig on a client. I have shown this like one time, but I'm just going to go ahead and show it again. So I'm not going to do the stocking method too much today because I want the lace to really seep into my skin. I feel like that's when I get the most natural appearance, so that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and put the wig on. Oh, this hair is so big and so freaking pretty. One thing I can say about this hair is that it just, like, you can run your fingers through it. It's like a nice, it's such a pretty texture. So now we're going to go in with some of this Got To Be glued, but it is actual gel. So I don't want you dolls to be confused on if you're applying gel or glue. It is gel. So I'm just placing this on my skin and not my actual hairline. If you want to save your hairline and if you want this to be easy to get off, then the best way is to make sure that you're putting it right in front of your edges and on your skin, because once you apply like alcohol or water, it's literally going to slide off your skin. This gel is not waterproof, so it will even loosen up when it comes to like you sweating at the club. Y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, one time I went to the club and it started to slip a little bit. So I like to just kind of fan it with my hand for like 15-20 seconds, like nothing too much. And you can actually start to feel and touch the gel, and you can see when it starts to really get at that pivotal spot where it's like super duper tacky. So we're gonna push the lace down and then we're gonna cut it. Okay, so oh yeah, it's like, y'all hear that? You can actually hear when it's like perfect, when it's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is take it, and then I'm going to take it now I'm just going to take my comb and just press down. So all of this is going to be cut off because my head. Alright, so now it's pretty much on, so I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it. So you can actually see that it's pretty, oh, it's on. So I like to cut as close as possible to the hairline. And don't worry, like I said, do not worry about the white residue. We are going to fix that in just a second. Okay, so now that you got it cut, it should look like this. I know you're like, Yunnie, but that looks a little raggedy. We're about to fix it. So what you want to do is just take a toothbrush and a little bit of water and just kind of redo these redo the baby hairs, and that water is going to loosen up the gel a little bit, but it's not going to completely remove it. So it's going to be good of getting just that excess like gel off and stuff. So I will be right back so we can finish off the wig. All right, so I have a little water in my toothbrush, so I'm going to start on this side, and we're just going to start, all you have to do is kind of to start softening up where that gel is, and then you can start creating the baby hairs over again. This is just going to allow you to make the baby hairs appear a little bit more softer and not so like hard looking. But I like to place the gel on the baby hairs first because it just helps you like really get a good layout of to where you want your baby hairs to be. And okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this out of the pony and make a part. I want a side part. I love side parts when it comes to like curly or wavy hair. So as you can see, the parting looks really good. The frontal looks really, really bomb. So this is how the frontal looks right now. It looks really, really, really good. So I'm super happy with how it came out. Like I said, it's super duper simple. And look at those curls, y'all. The curl pattern on this is so freaking beautiful. I freaking love it. And it is bomb. All right, so I'm literally headed to the airport. I'm about to go to Houston. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this right off and let you dolls know how to remove it. Alright dolls, so I'm going to go ahead and show you dolls how I remove this with the Gots to Be. So I'm going to go ahead and clip my hair back first, if I can find my clip. So I'm going to take it, clip it. So as you can see, you know, it's on there, can't pull it off. So all I'm going to do is take some alcohol and a cotton ball. So I'm just going to really get the cotton ball wet. Make sure it's wet. So this is what I do. I actually just take the cotton ball and just kind of squeeze it into the lace. Squeeze it into where the gel was. So I'm just lightly squeezing it in there. Another tip is to how you can get it off really good is, like I said, when you're applying the gel, to make sure you apply a thin layer, because it's going to be super easy. It's going to be super easy to get it off. And then you can kind of, you know, start pulling it. And all you need is one cotton round. Really get it in there. See, that's all I do, right? And it's gonna dry, so you're not like ruining the frontal or anything like that. So watch this, y'all. Literally off. Bomb, right? So then I just take the alcohol and just get the extra gel off of my skin. So of course you would do this, you would take your makeup off first, but I'm just showing you dolls how it's done. And then look, your edges are safe. So that is how I removed the wig. I hope you dolls enjoyed, and I hope you dolls learned a lot from this video. Please give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below, scalp queen. Okay, y'all know what it is. I love you dolls, and I will see you in my next one.